Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on a Kohler Courage 24 horsepower. This is pretty much the same block they use for the Kohler 7000 series. Same intake. Carburetor is a little bit different, but it's pretty much a universal thing. But before we dive right into that, I'm going to give you an update on the Jeep. So the last video ended with me on the gravel road and the Jeep just rolling. We spent about half an hour at that point trying to get fuel back to the carburetor because we went from over fuel to no fuel at all. The fuel pump was completely shot. We knew it was going out, so we had an electric inline fuel pump that we had in the Jeep. So what we did was we just hooked that up, we pumped fuel to the carburetor, finally got it running, and we limped it back to the house. I'm going to have my good buddy Zach work on that, and we're going to go through what he does on that Jeep. There's going to be some seal kits replaced, carburetor is going to be completely gone through, the ball joints are going to be redone, there's going to be a lot of stuff done. So as we go through that Jeep video, I'll just keep posting things about it as it's coming. Now, for this, we'll dive right into this. The tools you're going to need for doing this are a simple lineman's pliers, a Phillips screwdriver. This is not my Phillips screwdriver, I found it up here. And a 10mm on a impact. 1/4 inch impact is better than any 1/2 inch or something like that. Alright, oh, also a 5/16 inch wrench. So, this cover has to come off, and we can see that this mower has mower's already been taken apart, at least partially, because there is no cover here. This fuel hose is like all kinds of whacked out. Like, that is nowhere close to correct routing. The fuel hose bracket is hanging on this side of the mower right here. That's supposed to go on the other side of the mower, and if you look up here, there's no bolts in the front right here. So we obviously have had somebody try to take this apart, probably couldn't figure it out, put it all back together and said, oh no, I can't do it, and brought it to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bolt out here. You know what we should do?
What?
We should give something away at like 100 subscribers or something like that. Wouldn't that be cool?
I mean, what would you give away?
We'd make like zero money, so I'd give away like a business card. You like free business card? Or like free 80-year-old wrench from the bottom of my toolbox.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Have a souvenir. No, but we are going to go ahead and give away some stuff in the next coming days here. Don't know what it is. I'll figure that out. We're going to give something away at 100 subscribers, at 1,000 subscribers, and we're probably like 10 years away from 10,000 subscribers, so we won't even think about that right now. Okay, so this whole housing will come off. Your fuel pump is going to hang right there. This is your fuel pump vacuum line into your valve cover. Another fun fact, these are not stock valve covers. Stock valve covers on this engine are like a tin can type metal valve cover with no seal, just has RTV around it. This is updated because they leaked so bad the Kohler had to make a solution to that. Here's where your 10mm on your ratchet comes in handy. You're going to pull, there's two 10mm nuts inside these holes underneath the carburetor. We're going to go ahead and pull those out. This thing's going to come loose, like that. There's a hose right here. We're not going to worry about unhooking that because we can just hang this down. Make sure you do not lose your 10mm nuts there. Alright, on the top of this is where we get our Phillips screwdriver. This is a ground wire for your fuel solenoid, which is located under here. The hot is right here. You can definitely tell somebody's already been in here. This carburetor is all cleaned on the outside. Probably like cleaned it on the outside and was like, oh yeah, I cleaned the carburetor. Didn't know there was jets in it or something. These carburetors are almost impossible to clean anyway. Alright. Take that out, then we're going to unplug our positive lead on our fuel solenoid right there. And then we don't actually need the pliers because they didn't put the fuel clamp back on. But in this case, we're going to just pull that fuel hose off. There's a clamp right there you usually use the pliers for. Plastic clip right here on the throttle linkage. Do not lose that. This is an easy way to make a 15-minute job turn into like a 40-minute job. Going to unclip that clip right there, and we're going to pull that linkage straight out, just like that. It's going to flop just like that. So we'll take this carburetor off. Pretty sure we're going to edit that out of it. Yeah, we just had a hillbilly walk into our shop and ask if we wanted cast. So if he comes back, we'll have to blur his face out or something, but it's like the truth. All right, Usually, if we were going to clean this carburetor, we would go through and I'd show you how to get the jets out and everything. Take the bowl off, float off, and go through and clean it. We're not going to clean this carburetor because we have a new one, and these ones are almost impossible to clean, even with the ultrasonic cleaner. So, I just have a dead carburetor here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. We'll find out something. How about this? Alright, we have a new carburetor right here. This one, you can already tell has a screw out of it. That's because it came with a little wire for the ground, but I'm not going to use the wire for the ground. What I am going to use, however, is I saved this little piece off the old carburetor. This is where the throttle linkage goes in, so we're going to stick that in where the throttle goes right there, because for some reason new carburetors don't come with those. Stick it in right there. That's where your spring goes. This is your choke. So we're going to do everything in reverse order. You're going to take your choke, hook our choke in this linkage right here. It's like a huge hole. Then we're going to take our throttle, and we're going to hook our throttle in right here. There's the throttle hooked up. Then we're going to take our throttle spring. We're going to hook it up in this bottom hole down here. I don't know if you can get in this cage.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Alright. Remember that plastic piece I told you not to lose? Well, we're going to use it here in a bit. Alright, we're going to slide this carburetor back on here. Notice that our throttle linkage is still not hooked up because our plastic piece right here is not.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, sweet. Okay, let me fill you up with some gas, sir.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I was laying this shit out, I just on the soda bottle. I don't know what's
This is the race gas. Yeah, the Royal Purple. Yeah. No, this ain't Royal Purple, it's VP. It's the high octane, it's good stuff.
My nephew used to work here. Steve that runs it?
I run it now.
Yeah. Hey, you wouldn't have an old soda bottle around here, would you?
Oh, what?
Old soda bottle?
Soda bottle.
Maybe it's not.
Probably not, no.
Alright. Alright, thank you. All right.
Thank you. You get all that? Is it still going? Alright, so we're going to hook that throttle back into that plastic piece right there. Throttle linkage goes in this side, then this just folds up and clicks on that throttle piece. Just like that. Now, before we forget, we're going to hook our ground up for our fuel solenoid. This little green wire right there. And we're going to hook our positive lead up for that. Is our air filter housing. However, we need a gasket for that, which here's a new gasket right here. Came with the carburetor. Alright, we're going to put that gasket on there just like that. Make sure you always get that or you're going to suck dust into your carb. Then you're going to line your two holes up just like we did. Just when we took it off. And you're going to make sure, third time's a charm, you're going to put your nut there, kind of hold it at an angle. You'll feel when it seats. That one's seated. Feel when this one seats. That one's seated. Snug them down. That's all you need. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to hook up we're going to put our blower housing on and hook up our fuel hose. Our blower housing in this case is completely messed up because this fuel hose routing is wrong. So we're going to take our pliers. Those clips just squish and pull off like this. And then we have a naked blower housing out here, which is leaking fuel everywhere. Surprise. So this breather tube goes like that on the fuel pump to create a vacuum. This fuel hose will hook right back up to this fuel filter like this with the clamp. Always clamp your stuff back down. This is not the most expensive fuel line and it will come off. Then this, you're going to hook up underneath here, which some of you may see and some of you may not see. There's a clip for it right there. And then there's, I don't know if you can see this, Cade, under here. The easiest way to hook that up is actually just push it on after the fact. And then get your pliers under there. That is not the pliers. Get your pliers under there, like this, and put that clamp on there, just like that. Now we're just back to patching it up. So, take our wrench, our 2 bolts. We're actually going to put this bolt in the right place now. I'm going to put it right here. Well, I just totally dropped that. I'm going to put it right here. Hold that blower housing on. And we're going to put this bolt over here where it actually goes. So we're getting music in the time lapse.
At the rate you're going.
Cue the music.
Yeah.
Just changed a carburetor on a Kohler Courage 24 horse.